Hello. Is my mobile camera is visible to all of you? Hello. 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 Is my mobile camera is visible to all of you? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So very good afternoon to all of you. Today we will going to perform our next machine lab 2 experiment, and that is V curve. Okay. So what is the V curve? V curve is the so what is the V curve? V curve is nothing but a relation between armature current and field current. Relation between the armature current and field current. Okay. So first of all, we know that the synchronous machine is rotated on the constant speed. Okay. We know that the synchronous motor rotated on the constant speed, and the synchronous formula of the synchronous speed is 120 f by p. So that means if we increase, so the image is proportional to the 1 by p. So if we increase the pole number, then the speed of the synchronous speed is increasing, and if we decrease the pole number, then the if they increase the pole number, the synchronous speed is decreasing, and decrease the pole number, synchronous speed is increasing. So that is the inversely proportional relation between the nh and p. So, and when we come to the synchronous machine, if in the synchronous machine, we all know that in the synchronous machine, the field is on the rotor side. Field is on the rotor side. Okay. So when we supply the field, when we supply the field, DC supply the field, then what happens? The field is excited. The synchronous machine field is excited, and there are three conditions there. First condition is under excitation, and second condition is unity power factor, and third condition is the over excitation condition. So in the under excitation condition, when we supply the field of the synchronous machine, DC supply the field of the synchronous machine, excited the field, then flux is generated. Here flux is generated, and when the flux is generated, but the flux is not fulfill the air gap. Okay. So we call it is the lagging power factor. So flux is generated, but when the flux does not fulfill this air gap, then we call it is the under excitation, and this is the lagging power factor. Also, we call this condition is the lagging power factor. Okay, and the next time, and the second condition is the unity power factor. In the unity power factor, when we excite the field of the synchronous machine, then what happens? Then the generated flux is fulfill the air gap. Flux can fulfill all the air gap, fulfill all the air gap. And in this condition, a motor does not either take the magnetizing or demagnetizing current. Okay, and so it is. So we can call it. It is the unity power factor. Okay, and the third condition, that is over excitation. In the over excitation, what happens when we supply the DC supply the field of the synchronous machine? Then what happens? Then generated flux can fulfill the air gap and go into the supply, and that is the leading power factor. Okay, and that is the curve you can see in the manual. This is the curve of the armature current versus field current. When we increase the field current, then armature current is slowly falls down. Armature current is slowly falls down after a condition. After this condition, when the armature current at its minimum position, we call it is the unity power factor. After this point, when we increase the field current, then armature current is increasing. Okay, is increasing. Okay. In here, you can clearly see if we increase the field current of the synchronous machine, then armature current also firstly armature current is decreasing, slowly decreasing. After decreasing, at some point it is the minimum current armature current position. So after this point, if you increase the field current, then armature current also increasing slowly. In this point, increasing slowly. Okay. So, and there are three condition is also there at the no load condition. You can see that you can see the no load condition. Okay. So armature current that is very low. The no load condition armature current is very low, and the half load condition is the second graph. The half load condition armature current is medium, and the full load condition armature current is very high. You can clearly see, and the left hand side part we call it the under excitation part. Okay, under excitation part, it is the under excitation part. We already discussed this, and this point is called the unity power factor, and after this part, right hand side, this portion is called it over excitation part. Okay, I think it is clear now. Now going to over to Nirmalu sir. Hello. Yes. Thank you, Shaptoshi. Hello, am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The screen is visible. Screen visible. Screen दिख रहा है?
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay. So today we are going to perform the experiment related to V curve and inverted V curve of a synchronous machine. So, and in this experiment, we are going to obtain the V curve of a synchronous motor, especially motor. Okay, we can define the V curve in between IA in y-axis, that is the armature current, and field current in the x-axis. देखो पहले ये V कर्व एंड इन्वर्टेड V कर्व जो भी है हम लोग किस मशीन के लिए डिसाइड करते हैं, किस मशीन के लिए डिफाइन करते हैं. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू हैव टू कीप इन माइंड दैट द मशीन should be connected with either grid or we can say infinite bus bar. Infinite bus bar. For a machine which is connected with an infinite bus bar, that in that case we can only define the V curve or inverted V curve. But for an isolated machine, that means you are connected one alternator or you are running one synchronous motor, in that case you cannot define the V curve and inverted V curve. Only in the case of infinite bus bar, that means whenever a synchronous machine is connected with a bus bar which has the voltage and frequency both constant, okay, at that point of time you can define the V curve only. Now, as I have already told you, V curve in between the IA and IF, and inverted V curve, that is in between power factor, that means cos phi versus IF. IF is the field current, or we can say acceleration EMF, and IA is the armature current, cos phi is the power factor. You know this thing. Now let us define how we can explain the V curve. We know power, the active power, that is VI cos phi. It is the active power. We know this thing. And for a synchronous machine, this active power can be defined by E into V divided by X, X is sine delta, where V is the terminal voltage, I is the armature current IA, Vt we can write Vt, that is the terminal voltage, Ia is the armature current, cos phi is the power factor, and P is the active power. Same active power can be described as E, that is the excitation EMF, Vt, that is the terminal voltage, Xs, that is the reactance, and sine delta, sine of delta. Delta we can say it is the load angle, delta either it is load angle or torque angle, load angle, or we can say it is torque angle. Okay, now as the machine is connected with infinite bus bar, that means Vt is constant, this Vt is constant, and power is also constant. Here we are not changing the load of the machine during our experiment, that means power is constant, Vt is constant, this P is constant, Vt is constant, that means Ia cos phi, that should be constant. So Ia cos phi is constant. Similarly, here we are not changing the load, that means this active power P is constant, Xs, that is the reactance, it is some constant value, it is reactance, it is some constant value, this Xs is constant. As machine is connected with the infinite bus bar, that means I have already told you Vt and F frequency is constant, that means this Vt is constant. Here P, Xs and Vt is constant, that means E sine delta, that is constant. So from these two equation number 1, where it is explained here P is equal to Vt into Ia into cos phi, and equation number 2, that is P is equal to acceleration EMF E into Vt divided by Xs into sine delta. From these two equation number 1 and equation number 2, what we have obtained that this Ia cos phi and EF sine delta, these both terms are constant. Now just plot the phasor diagram of a synchronous motor. Phasor diagram. We can plot V curve and inverted V curve for alternator also, but in our lab facility we have only synchronous motor to describe our V and inverted V curve. That's why I am going to tell you the phasor diagram of synchronous motor only. Here it is the terminal voltage Vt. This is the armature current in lagging position. The angle between Vt and Ia, that is the power factor angle phi or psi. This is the power factor angle. Okay, the angle between V and Ia. Fine. Now I have already told you this Ia cos phi term is constant. Okay, Ia cos phi. Here this is Vt, this is Ia. That means Ia cos phi term means this term only. Do you have a different color? Ia cos phi means this term and Ia sin phi means this term. Okay, if you have some Vt and some Ia, then Ia cos phi, it is phi, then this is Ia cos phi and this is Ia sin phi. Okay, this Ia cos phi term is constant. That means you have changed the current, but this term, this portion, this small portion should not be changed. Okay. Similarly, if we want to complete the phasor diagram, then this will be excitation EMF. This is the armature current, this is the terminal voltage, this is the excitation EMF, and this term is your reactance drop. This term is your reactance drop minus JIAXS. Okay. If you just studied, you will study this thing in synchronous motor, synchronous machine theory class. Okay, this is terminal voltage, this is the reactance drop, and this is the acceleration EMF. Similarly, the angle between this Vt, terminal voltage, and excitation EMF, this angle is called the delta, or you can say the load angle or torque angle. This angle is called delta. Simple mathematics. this is Vt and this is excitation EMF and this angle is delta, then only this portion is called EF cos delta, and this portion is called EF sin delta. Okay, if this is EF, then this portion is called EF cos delta, this portion is EF sin delta, and I have already told you that EF sin delta must be constant. That means this portion, if this is EF, this is delta, that means this portion must be constant. This portion must be constant. Now we have a blueprint. Okay. Now let us draw. This is Vt, this is Ia, and I have a drop. This is almost roughly EF. This is lagging. Now you are going to change the current from lag to lead. We are going to change the load from lag to lead. Suppose, or armature current. Suppose it is Ia, it is lagging condition. Whenever the current in this position, that is unity power factor condition, and this position, that is a lagging, leading condition. Because here Ia is leading the terminal voltage Vt. In this position, Ia is in unity power factor, and in this position, Ia is in lagging condition. Okay, we are changing this Ia from unity power factor. This position is called the UPF, unity power factor. If in this position, the voltage drop will be like that. This is minus JIAXS. So here EF will be like this. At first, in lagging condition, this is EF. In unity power condition, this is EF, this position. And whenever the current is in leading condition, then the EMF will be, acceleration EMF will be larger than this. This will be the EMF during leading condition. Okay, this is the excitation EMF. Excitation EMF is large whenever the current is leading. Excitation EMF is going to reduce whenever the current is unity power factor, and excitation EMF is again reducing whenever the armature current is in lagging condition. And from this we can plot the graph Ia versus IF. Here IF is low. IF is low means acceleration EMF is low. Acceleration EMF is low. That means here current is maximum, current is high, but in lagging condition. So current is high, but in lagging condition. Okay. And again we are changing, we are increasing this acceleration EMF. Hence field current. Okay. It's increasing this field current. This is the unity power factor condition. Here the current is minimum, this position current is minimum, so current is getting reduced. And again whenever the acceleration is high, large, in this position the current is leading and maximum, so current graph will be like this. Same for inverted power factor, cos phi power factor versus field current. If you plot this, then the graph will be like this. Graph will be like this. Why? This is 1.0 line, this is 1.0 line. They are lagging and it is leading. Because here in lagging position, at first in this position it is lagging, coming to the unity power factor, and then leading. Okay, whenever it is lagging, then power factor angle is large, that means power factor is low. Okay, coming to the unity power factor, that means 1. This is the unity power factor in this position. In this position, this is the unity power factor, and again coming to the leading zone. That means power factor angle is again increasing and power factor is reducing. Okay, so this is the called the inverted V curve and this V curve. Here we will plot the IF versus Ia. At first we will start the synchronous motor, then we will increase the value of field current. We will see that Ia is at first initially it is high, IA will getting reduced and then it will again increasing. Okay, and then in our next day, inverted V curve will be plotted. Here we will see during lagging condition, power factor is low. We are increasing the field current. Then power factor will be high. At some point, it will be shown as 1.0, and then it will be again reduced. So over to Saptoshi sir, please go to the experiment table. Hello. 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 Am I audible to all of you? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the Zoom time limit is ending. Okay, please rejoin the meeting using the same link. Rejoin the meeting using same link. Rejoin the meeting using same link. Okay. After this, we are going to perform this experiment in our experimental panel. Okay. Please, I am ending this meeting. Please rejoin the meeting.